Hello. Good day, everyone. We are back with season 5, session 2. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone who is around the world. Isn't it exciting to meet again for the second event of the year? Uh, if anybody is waiting to hear Priya and thinking that this is a wrong bridge, uh, no, this is the right bridge, and this is the your exchange program. My name is Ashfaq Ahmed, and I am the anchor for the PMI chapter exchange program. I'm the host for this session, and I'm the Vice President of PMI Mumbai chapter. Would like to have a quick introduction of our exchange volunteers. Uh, can I have Anita? Anita, can you please tell a hi to the team?
Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello from Poland.
Thank you, Anita. Priscilla, you want to go next?
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Hello from Brazil.
Brazil, Proland, Brazil. Damike,
Hi everyone, I'm Dhammika from Sri Lanka.
thank you, Damike. Tao,
Hello, this hi from Taiwan. It's Tao. Nice to meet you guys.
uh, Hirel, you are there?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from Gujarat.
Thank you. These are the volunteers from the conclave program. These are the people who work around the clock, not only one day in a month, but the last 4 weeks we have been planning and preparing for this event. And what we have gathered together is in front of you. So we'll quickly take you through this session today, and I'm sure that you guys will also enjoy the ride. So a quick introduction. Okay, welcome to the PMI Chapter Exchange 5 season 5 event 2, and today we are going to discuss AI and sustainability in project management. Today we have our PMI friends joining in from 29 different PMI chapters across the globe: North America, Latin America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. Because there are many more supporting chapters who have agreed or are shown interest in joining our chapter. To understand how good we have done with the registration, let me ask Priscilla to take us to the exchange effect map.
Thank you, Amen. So next, please.
Yeah.
Can you change the slide, please? Thank you. So this is how our registrations look like today. This exchange effect map represents the global impact of this initiative on our project management community. Next, please. Thank you. We invite you now to keep saying hello to each other and networking as we begin this exciting event. Today, we are pleased to announce that we have over 800 registrations from 48 countries, from Alaska to New Zealand and all countries and continents in between. Thank you, everyone, for this warm response to this initiative. And please, we would like to ask you to let us know where you're coming from using the Menti link shared in the chat. It is important to remind you that this meeting is being recorded, so if you feel uncomfortable in any way, you can choose not to attend. If not, you are welcome to continue. We also highlight that everyone here at this event is speaking on our individual capacity. Therefore, our opinions do not in any way represent the opinions of our organizations. Next, please. And like the last time, we will also spotlight you. How? Here are the rules. Participate actively in the event using the chat window. Share an interesting quote or comment on the topic or on this chapter exchange event. And then in the end of the event, we will spotlight you. Plus, you and your quote or comment will be published in our attendee spotlight section in our Insight Exchange Nugget. So please share your quote with us. Over to you, Anita.
Thank you. Thank you, Priscilla. And I have the honor to present today the guest speaker of the event, Tomasz Grochowski. Hi, Tomek, please wave to the camera. Hi. Let me introduce Tomasz. Tomasz is expert in agile and project management. His vision has led multiple organizations through transformative journeys. Tomasz integrates agile methodologies with cutting-edge applications, elevating project management to new heights. As the managing partner at Keepspire, he is at the forefront of the AI-first strategic revolution, showcasing how artificial intelligence can boost business strategy and operational excellence. His role as region mentor for PMI Central Europe underscores his influence and dedication to mentoring the next generation of project management professionals, with a keen focus on integrating AI technologies. Prepare to be inspired as he shares insights into the future of project management, underscored by the innovative application of AI. Tomasz, thank you very much for accepting the invitation, and the virtual stage is yours.
Yeah, go ahead, Thomas. We can't hear you.
Oh, okay. When you turn on the device, it works better. Yeah, okay. So I said that, thank you very much, Aneta. And, it's always a challenge when you can hear introduction like this about yourself, and then you are trying to be the person who was described. But I will try. I will do my best. So at the beginning, let's explore just for a while a little bit of a history of artificial intelligence. Did you know that AI has existed since 1950s? So yeah, that's right. It's been over half a century since we first began to think and explore the potential of intelligent machines. So I guess you probably know that it's not a new technology. One major breakthrough was when Deep Blue in 1997 defeated chess champion Grandmaster Garry Kasparov. That was a historic moment for artificial intelligence, of course. And the AI-related product market surpassed a crazy $8 billion in value 7 years ago. So it was really, really recently. And it's only getting bigger, because in 2019, when Microsoft invested for the first time in OpenAI, it was 1 billion, and it rised to 13 billions last year. So in numbers, we are seeing actually a huge growth of this technology. But let's not talk about the past and the present. Let me challenge you with some, I hope, thought-provoking questions. I won't give you definite answers. Of course, it's up to you to discover them, but I hope to spark some new ideas and ways of thinking about AI. So I hope you are ready for this. So let's look a little bit into global economy. The PwC report suggests that using AI for environmental purpose could boost global gross domestic product by 4 to 5%, depends on the part of the planet, and it can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 6%, all of that by 2030, so quite short-term forecast. So this means that the productivity benefits of AI applications may help the global economy by optimizing some inputs, by increasing output productivity, and by automating some routine tasks. That's what we know. But these numbers are, of course, impressive. How to unlock this great potential of AI for environmental impact? So unlocking the potential of AI for the environment is crucial for building, of course, a sustainable future. This is why we are talking about this topic today. Researchers have identified a couple of principles, enablers that can help achieve these goals. One of them is promoting awareness and collaboration among different stakeholders, including people from technology, industry, scientists, civil society, and government. So actually, everyone. I think what is important here is that AI is not tech thing anymore. If we want to have this technology have an impact on sustainability, we have to talk globally among different stakeholders. Another thing is that it has to be, and we need to ensure that AI is used responsibly with a principled approach that considers societal and environmental impact. So we have to have this in mind. Yes, this is technology, but just from the beginning of every AI-driven project, we have to think about this responsible AI thing. We need to address digital infrastructure needs and provide access to AI tools and wider complementary technologies. So that means that we have to have infrastructure where we can build those new, crazy, and evolving and growing technology. Another factor is that we have to provide opportunities for upskilling and reskilling to adapt to changing sectoral requirements. Of course, everyone is curious about AI, especially when almost 2 years ago, OpenAI started with this democratization of AI, releasing ChatGPT for the first time, and we want to learn about this, and we have to learn about this. And to learn about AI, we will have to unlearn some of old patterns we have in our minds. And finally, we have to encourage research and development, just from idea generation to scalable commercial deployment. So by involving all stakeholders, including public, private, and third sector, we can unlock AI full potential to tackle environmental challenges. With responsible AI at the forefront, of course, we can build trust and confidently scale AI to help create a sustainable future. There is this topic about carbon dioxide. So today, businesses face cultural, legal, regulation, and financial pressure to reduce carbon dioxide emissions. Of course, we know about this. It's becoming more crucial than ever for organizations to take actions about this. Because failing to comply with these regulations can lead to significant costs down the line. So it means the business will be much more expensive. So various sustainability tools are now available to help organizations reach these environmental goals and to build AI-based solutions. So many public cloud providers, for example, including Amazon, AWS, Google Clouds, Amazon Azure, and IBM, are investing in tools that provide visibility and actionable strategies for reducing CO2 emissions and to track carbon dioxide footprint. Kyoto, Japan, 9th October 2023. The 18th United Nations Internet Governance Forum, it was 5 months ago. People there discussed AI, technology, and inequalities, which is interesting. While some countries are really advancing rapidly in technology, 2.6 billion of people are still offline. mainly in the global south and vulnerable communities. So I think that we should be aware that AI is increasing inequalities around the world, and its benefits need to be distributed evenly. And we have to think about this dealing with this technology today. So unfortunately, AI will accelerate GDP growth. I talked about the number before, much more in the regions connected to the internet, such as North America, Europe, and East Asia. At the same time, in sub-Saharan Africa, from the same report, it will be about 1.5% of the growth of GDP, which is 3 times lower than in the north. So we can really see these inequalities. And those numbers should really grab our attention if we want to continue the conversation about the sustainable future for societies on this planet, I believe. But of course, AI will be a sustainability supercharger. Antonio Guterres, the United Nations Secretary General, he said that the transformative potential of AI for good is even difficult to grasp. So we know there will be an impact. We know it will be huge impact, and it's even difficult how huge it will be. So addressing these issues is urgent as countries confront the impacts of climate change and efforts towards sustainable development stall. He also said that he believes that AI could supercharge climate action and effort to achieve the 17 Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. So like 6 years from now. So again, quite short perspective. And at the end, I would like to share some of my 3 thoughts before I will go to the finish line. So I think that there is this AI sustainability paradox. AI has the potential to be a double-edged sword. While it can revolutionize sustainability practices, its energy consumption and carbon footprint must be addressed. So we are actually somehow trapped in this paradox, using an AI to solve sustainability issues while ensuring its AI sustainable use. We have to think about green AI as a priority in our projects. So project managers must demand green AI methodologies and technology and infrastructure and monitoring, tracking, and so on. So just as we prioritize budget and timeline, the environmental impact of AI tools and processes should be, should be under a key consideration. We should be asking how green is the AI technology we are using in our project. And I think that project managers must become responsible AI leaders. That requires a deep understanding of AI ethics, its impacts, active stewardship, and those aspects. We must ask tough questions, challenge assumptions, and ensure AI's responsible use. It's only a tool. We are responsible for how we will use this in our projects. So in conclusion, I think that the marriage of AI and sustainability demands a new era of project management. Project managers who are agile, ethical, and visionary, actually, and understand a little bit of this new technology. So this is why I've been talking about this relearning thing before. So integrating AI into project management brings actually amazing opportunities to enhance sustainability. Sustainability both of the planet and of our profession, actually. And I think that through effective use of AI technologies, project managers can navigate the complexities of modern projects while still ensuring long-term sustainability and success. And by embracing these challenges, we can, and I think even we must, as responsible project managers, shape a sustainable future where AI serves in harmony with the project management profession as a force for good and for a better future for next generations, and looking at the current development, I think even for our generation. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tomasz. please feel free to stay with us for the remaining part of the event. And thank you for setting the stage. I liked your sentence that AI and sustainability is like a marriage. I think it's complicated. It might be complicated and difficult one. And thank you also for your words about what project managers of the future need to embrace. That was very insightful. So over to you, Ahmed, please.
Thank you, Thomas, and thank you, Anita. That was a very crisp and very important session for us about AI and sustainability. AI is a double-edged sword, and it's also a marriage between AI and sustainability. So the future is really going to be worth watching. So, and as Thomas mentioned, we are already in the future. So let's see how what turn AI takes in going forward. So thank you, Thomas, and let me go further on the sessions. Okay. You able to see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
Well, stop spotlighting. And here we come. Okay, just a snapshot of our program. The Xchange program is a PMI chapter collaboration initiative. We have 29 partnering chapters. We have added one last month, and many supporting chapters on this program representing all regions that PMI is in today. We are also in discussion with some other chapters who are willing to go on board with us. PMI Xchange Chapter Exchange is a virtual community of chapter leaders, a community that transcends across countries, continents, and culture. And we like to put it this way. Our vision is to evangelize cross-chapter collaboration and encourage culture diversity. It is all about teamwork, co-creating monthly events to bring diverse perspective to our chapter members, spurring networking and collaboration opportunities. It is all, and by doing this, we bring a community to share good practice within and external to the program. That is why you will notice chapters from diverse background practicing in this program, because we truly believe diverse connection leads to innovative solutions. Next, let me take you to the next slide, which is about our exchange effect. So, what is an exchange effect? To a phenomena where diverse connection leads to innovative solution with a compounding effect, one diverse connection at a time. And we have documented our learnings in a book, Exchange Effect. Priscilla, can you paste that link in the, or Hiral, can you paste that link of Amazon book on the website, on the chat side, so that team can take it forward?
Yes, Ahmed, it's done. It's pasted.
Thank you
on
so much.
chat window.
Thank you. So I'll request Damike to now next we have the spotlight chapter, and this month we have Malaysia as the spotlight chapter. I'll request Damike to take forward.
Yeah, thank you. You can change the slide.
Yes.
To Joshua's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So let me welcome the spotlight chapter of this month, that is Malaysia. And it's my pleasure to introduce my friend Joshua Netto. He's a member of the senior management team of the Turner and Townsend Malaysia business, the largest independent real estate service provider in the world, and current lead consultant for Asia Oceania Regional Program Management Office for a major Dutch oil and gas company, including portfolio optimization, acquisition projects, disposal, consolidations, and providing leadership and oversight on capital discipline, assurance, business performance management, learning and best practice knowledge sharing, reporting analytics. So before I hand over the stage to Joshua, I have two questions. What is the time they are in Malaysia now? My second question is, what does your chapter logo means. Over to you, Joshua.
Thank you so much. Incidentally, it's 10 p.m. here, and I welcome all my Malaysian chapter members, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. First of all, my big appreciation for the volunteers for the PMI Exchange, and you've done a fantastic job. So much effort into the preparation. So congratulations to all of you. My name is Joshua, and the picture on the right-hand side is the second tallest skyscraper in the world. It is Merdeka 118, and it is in Kuala Lumpur, where I am based. So you can help me flick to the next slide, please. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put a QR code there as well. But to answer your question to what is our logo, so I'm wearing our chapter t-shirt, and the Twin Towers, the Petronas Twin Towers, is there on our logo. So it is still the tallest twin skyscrapers in the world. If you've been to KL, many people come and just visit the Twin Towers for attraction. And it started construction in 1993. So our chapter is the oldest chapter in Asia Pacific. We're not the biggest, but we're the oldest, established in 1994, while the Petronas Twin Towers was in construction. So we're just over 1,800 members right now, and about 4,300 PMI members based all around Malaysia. If you can help me flick to the next slide, please. We are celebrating our 30th anniversary this year with New Zealand as well. So, we look forward to many, many more years to come of being an outstanding chapter. So I thought pictures speak more than the words I can speak tonight. So what are we known for? We are known for our project awards. We have done it twice in a year. This is the one that we had recently in December last year. And I've also put the link to our PMI strategy, which is expand our impact. Those are all the fantastic volunteers, the organizing committee on the right-hand side. If you can help me flick to the next slide, please. And if you'd like to know more, there's a QR code there on our media release about our project awards. In Malaysia, being the oldest chapter in APAC, our members are quite sophisticated too. So it's not just about PDUs and webinars all the time. We try and do a little bit of giving back to society, a little bit of environmental projects, and there we are volunteering at a soup kitchen over the weekend to give food to people who are less fortunate in the city. If you can help me flick to the next slide, please. Thank you. There's another one here on our environmental project. So this is a day we got together with some corporate partners, some volunteers, and we all went out tree planting for the afternoon. We went in the morning. It was raining cats and dogs. So we went and grabbed a coffee, waited for the rain to stop, and we did some tree planting together. Many, many memories from that one. Of course, we were also in a fine mess after that, and we needed a cold shower. Flick to the next slide, please. Thank you. And community is our superpower, as we see in our PMI Next strategy. So again, here are volunteers having a day out, doing a bit of a cleanup on the beach, again, doing a bit of environmental, giving back to the community, and then having a nice meal together. You can see them all smiling on the bottom left-hand side. If we flick to the next slide, please. And all this aligns with our vision statement for 2024. We just came off the strategy with our incoming board of directors. And our aspiration for this year is to place Malaysia chapter on the map, obviously very timely with our 30th anniversary celebration. But we feel the Chapter Exchange program is a tremendous platform to springboard this vision. So thank you very much for giving us the opportunity, as well as allowing me a few minutes to speak tonight. We are also known for our events and a comeback of our conferences. So we flick to the next slide, please. We're having also an AI-driven theme this year in our conference in July. If some of you would like to join, please scan the QR code and you can send your interest over to us, and we'd love to host you. So thank you very much. Enjoy the session, guys, and back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Joshua. That was a quick and a very informative presentation on Malaysia. So next we move on to the panel discussion.
So, okay, let me introduce you to our session moderator, Victor. She will start. So a bit about Victor. Victor has close to the 20 years of experience in project, program, and portfolio management. Currently working as a global HR portfolio leaders in Philip HQ headquarters in Amsterdam for the last 8 years. Before that, he enjoyed his consulting journey with multiple customers via digital and Westport Consulting. Start his career in Baltimore in SAP domain. Currently living in the Netherlands for the last 15 years. He found his strengths in bridging in culture gaps and especially between the East and West. Rachel has been part of the PMI Dutch board for 6 years and led marketing and commerce teams and events teams. Appreciate the chapter's mentorship program, which established him as a goal to mentor what else and also authentic leaders and a passionate trainer and mentors, always looking for opportunity to create positive impact in people's life. Love playing tennis and paddle. Try not to miss any opportunity of traveling, visiting 18 EU countries so far. Looking forward to exploring further nation and experience new cultures. With this, I hand over to the stage to you, Big Chong, to take it all away. Big Chong, please introduce the speakers.
Thanks a lot, Tao. Thanks a lot. And now it's 19 countries because I recently visited Nepal as well. so it's keep increasing. And as Thomas said, it's always a, you try to make all these words as the description, as the intro, which has been done, and keep it to that level. So I will also try. So again, today I will moderate this session, like all the questions towards the panelist. And before I get into that, let me tell you the rules of the game, right? And the rules of the game is basically there is no rule, right? So I have only 2 requests. One, of course, when I direct to the panelists, be concise in your answers. And the second request is, of course, I may use this bell just to ensure that there is a time check. And once the first panelist is answering, that doesn't mean the other panelist may not have any option. So they have an option to provide their own views and thoughts on the same question. So that's the way I would like to see. Since there is no rules, I would also request all the audiences, all the more than 368 people right now, to whatever there is on their mind, just shoot, right? There is no good or bad question. So please ask as much as you can. Priscilla and the team are really monitoring the chat window for filtering the questions. So that's a rule of the game, right? The more engaged we are, the more we can make it better for everyone. So let's start. So before I start, let me have the self introduction and of the panelists. So let me hand over the baton to Preeta, the only lady for today panelist group.
Okay, hi everyone. Perhaps you could flick the slide. Yeah, so that's me. I'm currently the director of programs and project in MH Nexus. It is a digital healthcare company, and as you know, in terms of AI, digital healthcare is one of the sectors where are really going all the way out for it, because this is something that we can see absolute immediate impact in terms of life of patients, right? So on my free time, my unpaid gig, I am serving as the vice president and director of communications in PMI Institute Malaysia. In the past, I was project engineer at Philip Morris. I was in Weir Minerals in Malaysia and UK. And I was also a senior project manager in one of the government GLCs in Malaysia. In terms of my education, I've done my bachelor's in industrial chemistry, master's in engineering management, and for whatever reason, I've also recently gained my second master's in IT. And one of the reasons is because I have this newfound passion and obsession with artificial intelligence. right? And my certifications include project management professional, Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma, a lot of AI certificates, and yeah, it's never ending, right? That's all from me. Thanks, Vikram.
Thanks, Rita. I'm a bit jealous, like because of your second master. It's still in my mind. I will do sometime, but yeah, let's see when I will get into my second masters. Let's move to Marcos.
Okay, hello, Vikra. Nice. Thank you for the introduction and welcome to every attendee to this event. My name is Marcos Tolmos. I'm here representing PMI Lima Peru chapter. So a little bit of my background. I'm currently a fellow in the Center of Sustainability and Business at Melbourne Business School. So here we help leaders to develop a strategic understanding of how to make sustainable part of their business. I'm also part of the PMI Asia Pacific Built Environment Ambassador, representing the PMICP certification. And previously, I've been also part of the board of the PMI Lima chapter. I am civil engineer by bachelor's degree, and I have business consulting experience as well. 9 years of experience in project management for the private and public sector. My last experience was as head of construction department in a tech solution company that helped with technology for project management. I'm currently finalizing my MBA studies at Melbourne Business School in Australia. So I'm in Australia at the moment. It's a little bit late here, but very happy to stay with you. And yeah, also have a master in construction management I did at the well-known National University of Engineering in Peru. So thank you, Vikram, and welcome all.
Thank you, Marcos. I'll definitely will catch up with you in an offline session, right from Lima to Australia, and about the cultural differences there, right? I'm sure you have a lot to share. Let's get into another panelist. Ahmad, if you move to a slide, let's see who is on the line.
Brijesh.
Yes. Brijesh, please go ahead, Brijesh.
Hey, thanks a lot, Vikram. Thanks for this opportunity. Hey, I'm Brijesh, having 20 plus years of experience in IT software service companies. I have worked with a small to large scale organization in my tenure, and which helped me to get the full insights of the projects from conceptions to utilization at various domains. Currently, I'm associated with eInfochips and Aero Group company as an associated director in the digital business unit, and I'm heading this digital data practices at the Aero. I'm more passionate on the data and project management, and majority of my experience lies in building the data practices and helping the customer to generate the value from the data using the traditional to advanced AI practices. I'm associated with PMI since 2010. I was a PMI India champion volunteer for 5 years, also a volunteer in PMI Mumbai chapter Ahmedabad branch for 2 years. Currently, I'm a board member of PMI Gujarat chapter and responsible for program portfolio. I'm holding the various, PMI credentials, which include the PMP, PMI ACP. Apart from that, like CSP, Certified Agile Coach, and many more. I'm also associated with IIM Ahmedabad Alumnus, where we are doing the various volunteer activity for the strategic development of the various organizations. That's about me, Vikram. Happy to.
Thanks a lot, Brijesh. Thank you.
Sure.
No, absolutely. I think, as we say, data is a new oil, right? So, and with all your experience, I'm sure there will be much more value addition in this discussion. Thank you.
Sure.
Let's see who's next on the line. Isaac.
Hey, hello everybody. Great to see you. I like to look in my professional life from a different perspectives, and I feel that my experience is like really doing a journey around AI, because I started 20 years ago from working on neural networks and mathematical decision support in organizations, and I went through power skills, and actually last years I've been working on understanding cultural aspects, how our values and behaviors bring us to success. And it seems now that I am now back to looking from the same perspective on the tools that are actually aspiring to be intelligent. So this is like to give you my overview and my perspective for this evening. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. And I must say that I got an opportunity to meet Wozek last November in Warsaw, and Wozek, Anita, Thomas, the whole Poland chapter. I think this wonderful chapter. So if you have any time traveling across, just visit the chapter and the event, whichever you can. So
Thanks.
Great, Wozek.
Thanks.
Over to Dr. Paul.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here on the panel with everybody. My name is Bolon Paloyelaki. I'm the founder of Vutecorp. Vutecorp is a technology-based organization into IT product development. I currently sit as the president of International EdTech Association at Quantic Business School of Technology in Washington. I have served in different capacity in PMI chapter and also currently serving as a volunteer at the global level in different initiatives. I currently also serve as a volunteer as the ambassador for PMI in Africa for construction professional, one of our new professional certification. I'm an enthusiast when it comes to the area of sustainability and also trying to see how to utilize technology to push the climate agenda. So I volunteer with United Nations in different initiatives as regards environmental protection and also coming up with different strategies on how to push climate agenda across the different initiatives of United Nations. I have some educational background in different fields. I'm very versatile when it comes to area of building construction, environmental sustainability, and also project management. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Paul. With this extensive, knowledge of even entrepreneurship, I'm sure, I will ask you all the difficult questions, or rather, I will redirect all the difficult questions to you. So be ready for that. So let's start. Let's get into the content now. So I have few questions, of course, as I said to the audience again, keep asking questions. We have a monitoring team that filter out the questions as well. So couple of categorization which I have done, basically, first getting into more challenges part, like what are the key challenges in the area of AI and the implementation of in doing the sustainability area, but then getting into more towards a solution and then bit of case studies, or rather the examples or the tools which we can get into. So to start with, let me direct the first question to Preeta. So Preeta, the key question is, what are the main challenges and opportunities related to application of AI and sustainability concepts in projects? What would be your advice to the project managers?
Okay. Thanks a lot, Vikram. That's a very good question. And in fact, just recently, one of my master's topic was related specifically to address this particular question, which is what are the challenges of implementing AI, but mine was very general and not related to sustainability specifically. So based on the survey of more than 120 project managers and program managers in Malaysia, we from the ground, they found that they do not have the technical and the other big concerns were things like data privacy concerns, high implementation costs, resistance to change, and uncertainty about the technology itself was cited as one of the main challenges. But specifically towards sustainability, we are looking at, my personal opinion would be data biasness and fairness. And to be fair, the AI systems are only as good as the data that they're trained on. And this is a huge challenge when it comes to AI. I mean, just to quote a very, very simple example over here. For a machine to identify that an apple is an apple, it needs almost 1,000 different pictures of the photo of the apple in different angles and so on in order to finally identify that that's an apple. So this is one of the main challenges. And other than that, things like energy consumption, the operation of large AI data model requires substantial computational resources, leading to a significant energy use and associated carbon emissions. So this is kind of like, it's quite ironic in a way, but we can take methods in order to reduce this further. And definitely doing all of this requires a lot of resource. Developing and training sophisticated AI models can be resource incentive, not only in terms of computational power, but also in terms of collection and the processing of large data sets. But in terms of opportunity, it's amazing. Just imagine, not sure if we have any Brazilians in the chat room today. One of my dreams is to visit Curitiba, Brazil one day. That's part of my bucket list, because it is, this was like, what, my God, 20 years ago, I'm so old. It is quoted as one of the most sustainable cities in the world. It was quoted by UN or something in one of those years. And they have such an amazing urban planning, and then their recycling is also, I think, approximately 90%. They have very minimal waste. They segregate their organic from their non-organic matters. Imagine if you have AI put into the picture, how more efficient it is, how more effective it is. So yeah, so this is what I see. There is lots of opportunities in terms of environmental and monitoring management, and most importantly, putting the resources at the correct place at the correct time using the intelligence of artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Great, Rita. I think there are quite some Brazilians in the group, and maybe I'm even more interested. So whenever you fly, just take me from Amsterdam. I will definitely join towards Brazil in this case.
Same here.
No, great. I'm just wondering, Brijesh, would you like to add something here for specifically, on the challenges as you see from the corporate world? You're on mute.
Majority of challenge is very well covered by Preeta. One major challenges I see that is related to this implementation of the AI technologies, especially that required a significant investment, initial investment from the cost perspective, where I see like lots of resistance initially, and that is mainly due to the confidence they are having on those technologies nowadays. So I see that is more challenge in terms of like project managers may face the resistance from the different cost centric stakeholders, and that is mainly because of this uncertainty about this ROI front. So that is an additional challenge I have seen. Another point, if I see in terms of the opportunity, as I said, there are, as I think Preeta also covered, like that is an immense opportunity we are seeing. But with respect to the sustainability, I see many times like when we are managing these projects, we are overseeing the data, and there are the real value beside the data. It is a very cumbersome for a project managers or the program managers to generate. So AI can surely helps on that front for this data analysis prediction fronts. Other use case I see is kind of optimizations of the resource allocation, overall life cycle assessments, real-time monitoring and feedback from the different stakeholders and different usage of the products, improvement in the terms of the stakeholder engagement and communications, continuous improvement and learning. Those all aspects are very well covered with this AI front. And I'm happy to answer, like, if we have to discuss of any of the use cases related to those are the immense opportunity we are having with respect to AI.
Yeah, no, I thanks a lot. And I keep wonder, like it's always like garbage in, garbage out, right? At the end of the day. So,
Correct.
so how do you see that, right? Because even if we use AI, or any kind of advanced tools, but if we don't have that quality of data to the level, the interpretation and analysis will also be not up to the mark. Um, how do you see that, or have you experienced that? Let's say in your
Yeah. So
projects.
basically, like nowadays, there are lots of maturity. Technology has matured a lot. So garbage in that can be covered well with the various usage of the data. One more important aspect I see to make the data more valuable, we should be more ethical on the data, what we are
Hmm.
going to generate on that. So if you are using the real use of the technologies with some ethical values, you are able to make the data more prominent that required for the outcomes. So in my experience, like rather than the data quality, I see the ethical is the more challenge, and their PMI kind of organization adding up more values will well verse the people, like what are the values needs to project manager carries on their shoulder
Yeah.
and how the program should run. But with
Very,
the
very.
usage of the great technologies data, I think data challenges has addressed at much level now.
No, absolutely. I think very good point you raise, and that is a great flow towards voice act. I would like to
Hmm.
know specifically on ethical part, was like first to start with your view, and then of course open for all. How do you see that? The applications in project management aligning with the ethical consideration, uh, how they reduce the growing concern on AI risk, and contribute positively towards sustainability.
So actually, we have a lot to discussing about challenges and understanding. So we keep repeating that the project managers to play with AI sustainability would always have to understand, but there are more things that we have to understand. We have to understand what drives AI, because this is definitely not value. And we also want to understand what do we want to drive an AI in the future. This is the starting point. And then to find the ways how already now project managers can think and include ethics in AI projects. I used to use like a four and a half layer model. So first we have this technical layer, which is of course everything we see around, and it's driven by innovation and efficiency. And my first advice would be, do not expect that tech will drive ethical approach. Leave it innovation and efficiency, effectiveness for them. Let's focus on the second layer, which is like on the top of this technical thing, we should have actually, and we start to have a regulatory layer, which is about fairness, access, humanity in whatever we do. And what project managers can do here, they can of course apply. It's actually still passive role because we still don't have so many regulations, but we already can follow them and try to apply it. This is the first small role of project managers on a daily basis. Then, of course, there is an organizational layer. But first, I would say somehow between the or connecting regulatory and organizational layer is something which I call like a standardization layer, which is covering a little bit regulatory and organization. And here are good practices and standards. And here project managers can do much more. On one hand, we can like observe PMIs working on the standard. It's actually, and we can contribute to the standard already, and we can already start to implement some elements. We can, for example, involve ourselves in what our PMOs are doing, or inspire our PMOs, because we can be proactive. We should be to participate in community meetings like this one, and really find first steps. Then, of course, there is an organizational layer on which we can do much more, because, for example, we can consider ESG strategy, which is nothing new already, but we can define our project strategies. I assume that a lot of us here will start be driving first AI projects in our organizations, or at least few first. It's an initiation phases for many of them. So you can maybe be the one who will open your AI lessons learned database and share it with your organization. That's a really practical thing you can do. It's actually, I'm doing that on a daily basis. Yeah, I'm trying to gather these lessons learned and try to build that. And this lesson learned database for AI can be done already from considering our values and our perspective. And of course, if you are more specialized, you can go deeper. You can try to build your RIG or like a more sophisticated model already in your company. Why not? And it can be like ethical one, or at least using ethics. And
Great.
the last layer is individual. So this is what I like to say, why I'm always saying please when prompting AI tools, because they are repeating our behaviors. It's already said today that it's based on data. And I have two nice observations. Like first one, I was I was asking AI to prepare me a presentation, a slide deck. So the first file name was like, with the name of something I was asking for. Then the second was corrected at the end of the file. Then last one was, then I asked something, it was final. And then the next one was final corrected. Most of us for sure remember that this is totally human behavior. And then the second example, just to finalize, is I asked once to generate for me an image of satisfied project manager. And it was like a white collar person. It was charts around, no team, no people, no satisfaction, no values. So I really recommend, please help me unbias how AI sees our project managers.
Great. It was a great insights. I see a couple of questions from the audiences. Again, like Thomas, or maybe towards you. How do you see because it's still an unregulated zone, right? So how do we see how to make this more, let's say, robust?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. I don't have answer. Even I think I will provoke you even to more questions because when I'm hearing what you're saying, actually I can see more and more that in this space of AI, ethical AI, sustainability, we have actually opposite powers. So I think that when we have this conversation about sustainability, we are just driving into one direction to make it ethical, to make it green, to think about carbon dioxide footprint. And when we're looking into AI, actually, it's like Formula One race. Nobody cares about the cost. Actually, to be honest, nobody cares about the energy consumption. Nobody cares. It's only marketing. Nobody cares really yet about how much energy we are using to generate some crazy pictures we are posting on social media. So that brings no value. Yeah. So when we want to combine sustainability and AI today at this point, I can feel, like a parent with two kids in the forest, and in the same time they are starting to run in opposite direction, and you are thinking, oh my god, which one to catch first? And yeah, so this is my conclusion after this part of conversation.
Great analogy, and there is no one to shout as well, right? Whom to call, because there is no governing body right now per se. No, great, Thomas. So that gives me an interesting different angle. I'm getting into more like, okay, so what about this carbon footprint, right? How exactly what we are trying to say here, and then I heard about something about green coding, green algorithm. So I'm very curious here also to gain insight, and I will direct towards first, Dr. Paul, to share his insights, and then of course, please chime in, other panelists.
Okay, thank you. When you're talking about carbon presence within human existence, one of the things that we need to focus on has to do with the issue of data. And currently, it's based on research, and thanks to PMI efforts in this area and other initiatives around the world, we found out that about 40% of the global carbon footprint as a result of the activities within the construction industry, right? So there has to be a lot of effort focused in this particular industry, if at all we're going to achieve any meaningful impact in offsetting the impact of carbon emission in the industry and, of course, generally in our environment. So if we're talking about looking at how to address this, we came up with developing green codes, and green codes are quite associated with building codes within different countries. And interestingly, United Nations, through different initiatives, has been able to also promote development of green codes. So when we're talking about green codes, we're actually talking about the consciousness. And let me also say this as the basis of understanding. Perhaps we have audience here who are just trying to intimate themselves with what AI and integration of AI with sustainability is all about. We're talking about how humans can be able to govern their behaviors and the way they conduct activities within the different sectors and also within their environments. Okay, so there has to be protocols. There has to be certain acceptable codes that people can adopt. Either you are doing physical computation programming, or you're doing some other high-level data analysis. There are certain ways by which you need to govern the process by which you go about this. So the protocols that aligns with the principles of sustainability are what we call green codes, and you have them varying from different region to region as a matter of how much of this region has been able to adopt and domesticate the codes. I will just give us a very clear example about this, using, again, the built industry as an example. There are a lot of organizations and initiatives that have developed certification systems to ensure that there are strict compliance to these green codes. You have within the World Bank, one of the subsidiary of World Bank, that's International Finance Corporation, IFC. They came up with a program called EDGE. Okay, so EDGE has green codes, okay, green building codes that can be domesticated into different areas of building construction. Also, as we can see, when we're talking about the construction professional certification in PMI, there's still continuous improvements in the area of how to ensure that the process of certifying professionals who practice within the built industry understand the behavior of ensuring that we offset the emission of carbon footprint within the industry. So these are things that we need to put into consideration. By and large, beyond the construction industry, we need to also look at other areas that connect, to emission of carbon. Okay, we talk about production, that's industrial activities where we have a large footprint of machineries, we have large footprint of manufacturers of manufacturing of items and equipment. The question is how much of these processes comply with the codes that will ensure that there is no emission of carbon footprint. So in summary, there's a need for us to amplify the need for people to acquire knowledge in this area, because you find out that many people are still practicing a number of these activities using traditional method and conventional method of production, operational processes, and also of system governance within organizations.
Great. No, great insights. Any other additions? Otherwise, I will ask Marcos if he would like to, let's say, share, the cases where he has seen AI and sustainability have given the better results.
Absolutely.
Just
Thank
continuing
you.
the flow.
Thank you so much for the conversation. And it's interesting what Pearl mentioned about the fact that real estate industry accounts for 40% of the global carbon emissions. And basically, this is divided into parts: the operational side of the building and the embodied carbon footprint, which is basically when the building is being built. So I'm going to tackle both like very rapidly. The operational part is basically going to be minimized when the electricity grid is improved. This will take time. This will probably come like in the next 15 or 20 years when the electricity grids become much more efficient. However, the embodied carbon has moved a lot higher up in the agenda for the industry and government policies. Here in Australia, there is an institution called NABERS, they develop rating standards for buildings. They focus a lot on the operational side, but we have done a study with the Center of Sustainability and Business that is trying to gather these concerns in the embodied carbon. And what is key to mention in this part is gathering all the stakeholders together, because the construction involves a lot of stakeholders to act for this single cause. The construction sector is very hard to abate because we have fewer alternatives than other sectors. For example, it's hard to find alternatives for steel, for concrete, that are low carbon substitutes. So, for example, going in the case of the data centers that we were talking about and all the heating that they are producing to sustain the development of AI, what they are doing here in Australia and probably in other parts of the world as well is adding cold or water to reduce the temperature. Here in Australia, they have built a data center under the water, for example, to reduce temperature, which I guess is a good solution. So we have to think of impactful and trusted solutions that can have similar impacts. So I have a lot of comments about the other topics we have mentioned. I am experienced in construction management, but in the future, it's expected that AI will overcome, will succeed, will be more pollutant than other industries. Is expected, for example, more carbon emissions than the manufacturing industry or others. So that's probably another topic we can think about.
No, great. Let me get into a bit of the questions from the audience. I think, first of all, I would like to thank a few people here who was asking questions. Rasul Muhammad, Daniel, Vitor, Anish, Alessandro, Tripti, and Victor, right? So many people have asked questions. So I think this one is an interesting one to start with. How can AI be used to track and measure the long-term environmental impact of projects beyond their completion? That's a good one, right? To start with, who would like to go?
I can attempt to.
Please, Doctor.
I can attempt to answer that. Okay, so when we're talking about the sustainability rating system, there are quite a number of them in application in different regions, okay, which I believe we can still develop more to domesticate within a different region. So what basically we look at is the life cycle assessment, okay, of the activities within the built industry. Talk about the materials, construction, then also in operation. So there are operational processes that are integrated into the rating system. Okay, when we're talking about, for instance, when you take a typical example of one of the rating systems, either LEED, or you talk about WELL, you talk about EDGE, BREEAM, you discover that post-occupancy evaluation that is conducted on buildings involve assessing the operational behaviors of the utilization of this spaces of the building itself. So you determine whether you can achieve what we call zero carbon on the building. So the rating is as such that the goal for sustainability on each of the rating system is for you to offset 100% of carbon emission. And that's what we call zero carbon on the building, which can only be achieved when you assess the operation of the building. So yes, the rating system is still the best way to go about this, because the rating system will ensure the strict compliance to the green codes, which are integrated into the rating system.
Great. Any other addition?
So I just wanted to add on sustainability.
Go ahead, Bridget.
Yeah. Mainly, like in the world of AI, there are lots of algorithm, there's lots of green algorithm coming in a place. So we need to ensure the reusability of that. The algorithm has built on the large data sets. They're already trained. So rather than reinvent the entire algorithm to write and build on large data sets, we have to use those algorithms, embed our data, and reusability of these things can be happen. If we are going on that path, that will surely improve the sustainability and improve on the carbon front. That's what my learning is saying. And majority of our next projects, like we are not, for example, we are having some GPT things to be virtual assistant to be built on the healthcare. So there are lots of open source pre-built algorithm already available that you can leverage rather than rebuilding and trained on the large data sets. You can build that reusability come across the place that can be surely helpful in this journey.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot, Brijesh. We have a specific question to Thomas. Thomas, thinking about countries where there are millions of people without the access to the internet and consequently to AI, do you think that the proven initiative should work with local governments or should they work alone without interference from the governments?
No, it's very difficult questions because access to internet and some basic technologies actually are enablers to go higher, to higher, deeper levels when you can talk about AI or any implementation. So I said before that to implement AI and sustainability, we have to build this awareness and collaboration of different stakeholders, as many as possible, as many types as possible. So actually, I believe that if you would have an opportunity to engage additional stakeholders, whoever it will be, just do this, because that will increase the power of the message. I mean that the power of this broadcast message will be much bigger. And on the other hand, I believe that on actually on the north of the planet, where we are connected, where there is more technology, we should really think responsibly about those people who are not connected. So we should share somehow. Of course, this is another conversation, how to share this value that we are having from AI, but we should share this somehow with the people who are not ready to talk to us about LLMs, RAGs, or something like this, because they don't have internet, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think somehow this is our responsibility, and this is important because there are some academic research that shows that if globally or in some countries we will increase inequalities that have negative impact on the future, actually on the safety and on some societal rapid movements in the future. So if we are thinking about safe world for everyone, and for us who today can think that in our part of the world we are safe, we should really take care of the people who right now are not connected, and we should share this technology with them because this will actually build safer environment for everyone.
Absolutely, Thomas. Great, thanks a lot. Maybe a related question, I'm curious to know from Wojciech, like as an entrepreneur, you must be approaching a lot of customers, and what happens there, right? Like okay, say yes to full thing or just totally no for whatever reason. So how do you deal with the while approaching to the customers regarding this particular topic? The implementation of AI and sustainability, and convincing them that okay, this is how the benefits will come in future.
Actually, the key point, I had a discussion like yesterday. Someone asked me, and the first question usually is that they are somehow afraid of the data safety and security. And I just let them know that, okay, some years ago, Google was even offering their services in enterprise on-premises model because people were so afraid. And now sometimes I meet customers who are afraid of sharing data, but on the other hand, they are using cloud already. Cloud is not the case anymore. So sooner or later, it will become a standard thing. But of course, you're right. Now, as someone who is trying to really use is inspired with AI, it's easy for me to say that way. So how to approach customers? We definitely have to convince them. So there are two things. We have to think and provide them with ready-to-use policies and approaches. We have to do that for them. When our customers are asking us how to work with AI, we are defining, okay, we will analyze your customer's agreement, we will analyze with you your policies, your legal environment, and we will say you which models you can use, which models you cannot use. That's the first step. So we have to provide to our customers this safety. That's the first thing. But also the other, in the same time, we have to show them the good examples and have to prove them how valuable it can be. So bringing them real use cases. We start with giving our multi-modal chat to our customers and saying, if you are experienced, use this chat. If you are not experienced, you have here like three panels to click, and you can see it from a simple perspective. Always, the most important thing for project managers now is value. Whatever you read in PMBOK or whatever, it's focus on value. If you just do this connection between value and show that, okay, you don't have to use necessarily like go online and put all your data there, but you have to find a way if you want. That would be the initial answer, because this topic is of course a huge one, but this is for me a starting point.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Wojciech. I see a couple of hands. I'm not sure. Brijesh, you want to add something? Marcos, Rita, maybe you go round robin.
So I would like to add something. So for me, this is a balance between all the investment in terms of carbon footprint that we have discussed for developing AI against the use we are going to have with that data. So if we analyze ourselves at the moment, how many of us have used dashboards over dashboards that change every week or every month for our reportings in our companies? We find that sometimes we are not prepared for using the information right now. So imagine in the future when AI will enable us much more information, because we'll be able to capture many things from the environment. I heard very amazing things from AI, like we'll have a medal in your teacher adapted to you, and we'll capture like weather, temperatures, what people are telling to you, and be able to capture all of this information and give it to you like in a report. But we as a project managers must be prepared to use that data efficiently and wisely in order to overcome all the investment, as I mentioned, in terms of carbon footprint that AI requires. So it's just the balance about what they cost and what we can gain from the extra data we will get from AI.
Great, thanks, Marcos. Rita? Or sorry, Brijesh, I think you are in sequence. Earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rita. No worries. Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to share a bit of differing opinion because I come from the healthcare sector, a bit of real life situation over here. So we were trying to introduce one of this AI initiative, something on precision medicine, but we did not manage to get the buy-in of the practitioners, because this is something absolutely new, and they were fearful that their role, they were not fearful that they will be taken over by AI in the future, but they were more fearful that if we start doing this, they will take it for granted, like they will just rely on AI in the future. We are not in the position, I believe, that we do not have sufficient data right now, especially when it comes to something as important as human life, when it involves something concerning life and death. But when it comes to sustainability kind of efforts, I would love to hear a differing opinion. But I think this is something that we can slowly change the mind, have a good use case, just exactly like what Wojciech mentioned earlier, and implement it. So the key over here, I believe, is baby steps. And once we've proven something and it works with the data, I'm sure the sustainability of creating of this would be much more apparent.
Great. Thanks, Rita. Brijesh?
Yeah. So the question related to how you convince the customer to adopt on AI. So I'm part of the service industries, and in the IT service industry, we've come across various different customers. So majority of experience which I have, customer business problem. Majority of customer wanted to implement AI, but if you go in a conversations, they are ending with this kind of a descriptive analytics or kind of a business intelligence dashboards. And in order to convince them, we are a kind of a horizontal organization where we are not focusing on majority of the domain specific. But in the service industries, we have some technology engineers, data scientists are having. So we are having some framework available where we take a customer samples data, we massage it, and we shows as a pilot. So this is the value you are getting from your sample data sets what we are having. If we are able to convince on those pilot use cases, we are in with the customers on a larger scale AI implementation. So having a ready framework that can consume the data, that can massage the data, and you can run with a different algorithm and shows the values inside the data, then that is a good start for convincing any organization to move on the AI front.
No, great. Thanks a lot, Brijesh, for the inputs. Maybe second last question, let me say that way. With AI automating routine tasks, how will the skill set required for project managers evolve? What are the new areas of expertise that will be crucial for us as a project managers? Who want to go first? Brijesh, is that you? Raise the hand. It's an old hand, let's say.
The project has raised the hand. Go ahead. But yeah.
Okay, Vizek.
So yeah.
I would say it's an easy one. If you look back, how our skill set evolves in last years, it was about being more human. It's actually only this. So this is the first thing. We have to be more and more human. But the second is, if you look back still, we used to be more and more trainers. The responsibility of leaders is to develop others, so train them. And it's exactly what AI is all about training. We have to train AI. And actually, the third thing, which is not obvious, but it's a result of our last experiment, you have to learn the AI language. There is a lot of discussion that AI is great because it speaks our language. Sorry, but it's not. If you go deeper, if you really work with the models, you see that the more algorithm way of thinking you have, the better results you get from AI. Those three will be critical.
Thanks, Vizek. Marcos?
I totally agree. And we have to be humans, first of all. So I asked this question once in a discussion I had with some colleagues. What's the value we are left with if AI will be able to do most of the tasks that humans can do, like in the computer or in systems? They will be able to program activities, do a lot of activities that do project managers. So what is our differentiation factor in the future? And it's basically be human, the ability to work collaboratively with a team to design cross-functional activities and engagements, to design shared visions as solutions for our companies, and also to see the big picture. As I was mentioning before, we have to know where we want our organization to go. This probably can be suggested by AI, but I think we as humans have this capacity to be more critic and determine what we want, where we want to go, and work collaboratively and communicating with others in short feedback loops to know where we want to go and do it. Yeah, that's my agreement.
Thanks, Marcos. Rita?
I mean, I just thought of this this movie I watched, this Australian series about how human evolved, like many years down the line. I mean, because Earth was not in a good condition, so they started doing space exploration. And this was after years and years of human being evolved. And people were judged not by their how rich they were or how famous they were, but they were judged more on how they contribute back to the society. I really forgot what's the name of that series, but it's really, really good. It's something like Star Trek, but in Australia. I mean, it was produced in Australia. So because we get this question, I mean, in a lot of conferences that I go, in a lot of even in my research paper, this is like one of the biggest concern. Where will I be if AI is here to take over my job? And then we said, oh, humans, and then our typical political answer, oh, you cannot replace human creativity and empathy and things like that. Then people will start quoting that to me. How about Bicentennial Man? He started with absolutely, he started as a robot, and because of some malfunction in his chips, he became more emotionally evolved. So the question is, it is just like what you just have to evolve with time. Once upon a time, taxi drivers used to once upon a time, we used to have a lot of taxi drivers in UK. And when Uber started coming in, it changed the whole landscape. I mean, you still have taxis in UK, but the whole landscape just changed. So my only advice here is to continuously evolve and learn and learn. And that's all you can do. Because something that our parents previously thought that you should not teach calculator. I mean, when calculating, you should not use a calculator, but today is something that is so common. So it is just a matter of evolving and getting ahead of the technology as and when it happens.
Thanks a lot, Preeta. Thanks. So let's keep evolving. Before I ask last question, Brijesh, you want to add your thoughts here?
Yeah, for project managers, I think a majority of points covered very well. I must say, like, as a project manager, whomsoever I come across, they are wanted to keep away from the routine task. They would be more innovative, they would be more functional. So AI would be more value added to them, so they can focus on a bigger context, bigger work, rather than they are doing the routine tasks. Because as a project manager, we are more a human guy. We wanted to address a bigger problem rather than keep doing the routine tasks. So AI will be surely helpful on that. So my advice is, AI is not a complex or difficult task. It's just evolving things. We just keep aligned with them, and we are there with the better things in better world.
Great. No, thanks a lot, Brijesh. So my last question, just to end this session, and it's a wonderful, insights which I have gained so far. So as I have seen or read, from the Gartner's research, they indicated that they predicted, I think by 2030, 80% of the project management task will be run by AI, big data, and machine learning. My question is basically twofold, very crisp and clear. Do you believe that the project managers will be replaced by bots and AI? Yes or no? And what's the key message which you like to give to end this session to the audience? Yeah. So let me start round robin. No sequence, particular sequence. I see Wojciech on my screen first. Wojciech.
So now it will not be replaced unless you let it. So follow what we said, be more human and try to be better than AI.
Thanks a lot. Preeta.
Yeah, I think you know my sentiments on this. My answer is yes and no. Yes, it will replace where things that require routine tasks. In all of my meetings, I usually have Firefly AI that basically just writes down the minutes of whatever that has been discussed in the meeting. And no, because when it comes to new items, things that you need human capacity, at least for the next, say, 5 to 10 years, I think we are safe.
No, thanks, Preeta.
Thanks.
Brijesh.
My answer is no, that AI chatbot can't replace the human beings or the project manager for sure. Only things what I see is keep learning, keep innovating, and keep being human. That's all. No AI chatbot or no virtual assist can replace any human beings.
Thanks, Rajesh. Marcos.
So my thoughts is, and I'm going to use one of the most famous PMI statistics, is that 35 of the projects are considered successful. This is what humans could do. So the replacement of AI will basically ask the question, can they do better than us in, in one extent? So it will replace some activities for sure, but at the end, what will mandate will be the efficiency we can achieve together.
Yeah. Dr. Paul.
Okay, thank you. So my answer will also be yes and no. Yes, in the sense that one thing that is very certain with human is growth and development. And with human growth and development in this current time comes development of AI and improvement in technology. After AI, something else will be developed because there's a need for human to be, proactively efficient and be highly effective in solving critical problems. PMI will call it wicked problems. And no, because humans will always remain humans. And the fear or the highest risk we can see in area of technology is when technology begins to totally eliminate and replace human. That's going to be the greatest threat to human existence. So my final challenge or solicitation to everyone will be for us as project managers to commit to continuous learning and continue to engage ourselves in the sphere of growth and development in solving problems.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Paul. Thomas.
I would say definitely no. AI it's just like a tool. It's like a hammer. So when humans invented a hammer, it didn't replace carpenters. When we've invented Gantt charts in the past, it didn't replace project managers. It changed the landscape. When Microsoft invented Microsoft Excel, which many people say is the best project management tool in the world, it didn't replace project managers. It changed the landscape, and I think it will be exactly the same. It totally will change the landscape. And what Wojtek said at the beginning, we have to see these changes and adapt to these changes, because otherwise we will have a problem. But no, as a profession, AI will not replace us.
Great. Thanks a lot, Thomas. With that, I would like to, let's say, close this valuable and insightful session. Personally, I gained a lot about more about AI and ethical dilemmas and the green codings and everything, which is great. I won't mind though, if I have a couple of robots down the line 5 years as my team members. So let's see how we evolve and how we keep learning. So keeping the finger crossed and learning, as we say, continuous learning. Over to you, Ahmed.
Thank you, Vikram. Thank you so much. It was really a very good session. A lot of insight that came in from different people. Is there an echo?
Echo, yeah.
Are you able to hear me?
There is a bit of echo.
Yeah.
But we can hear you.
Okay. So that was a good session. Now, Taiwo, you want to highlight the 4 points that you mentioned? Four key points from the session. No, he's not there. Okay. Let me just read the key points from the session. The impact of AI on GDP will be massive. Global GDP. The second point he identified was project manager has to become responsible. And AI leaders by demanding greener AI, just like cost and time. and challenges-wise, the regulation of AI technology become imperative. And Gartner, fourth point he identified.
I think Taivo is there.
Right? Is it
Yes,
there?
I am
Can't hear
there,
me.
but
Yes.
Taiwo,
can you
go ahead,
hear
please.
me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can.
All right, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It has been a very wonderful session, and there are a lot of energy in the house. I can see a lot of comments, very insightful comments from our attendees today. It's been a very, very engaging activity today. And I must say there are a lot of excellent insight from our panelists, and the engagement was really amazing. We had a lot of comments on the group, and for me, the 4 key points to be the how most of the panelists have emphasized on the impact of AI on the global GDP, and this is going to be massive. Coupled with that, with the responsibility of project managers to be leaders in demanding greener AI, just like we demand cost, time, and quality. Greener AI is key for us to demand. The panelists also talked about the challenges. The regulation of AI technology becomes imperative, and I think a lot of opinions have this as well. And how do we even convince our customer to buy into AI is by guiding them on the model that they can use considering their own peculiarity, legal environment, policy framework, and data privacy. And I would like to say that Krita also mentioned something about taking baby steps, that data sufficiency that we are facing right now, but if we do it step by step, sustainability can be incorporated with the use of AI. And our spotlight attendee for today, from a lot of comments that we have seen, the quote reads by Machio. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name. The name is Machio Flora Alcon, right? I hope I pronounced it very well. Pardon me. The comment reads that guided by ingenuity of AI, forward by the vision of sustainability, and orchestrated through adept project management, we craft a future where innovation serves both humanity and the planet. I think that is a very good one, and is a key takeaway for all of us. It's been a very amazing and engaging session today. I wish we can extend this session beyond this time, but unfortunately we have to round up. So thank you, everyone. That's it. Over to you, Hamad.
Thank you. Thank you, Taiwo. Thank you so much. So next team, I think we are at the close of the event. Here is a feedback form. I request you to scan this retro form, and we will have a PDUs to be shared in the next slide. So while you scan and give your feedback, I would like to take this moment to thank all the panelists. And yeah, in the feedback form, we also have a session for you to help us identify the topic which is most suitable for our exchange programs. So please help us. Please share your input so that we can be able to identify an apt topic for your next session. And I would like to thank Anita, Priscilla, Tao, Taiwo, and Damike, Amod, Sunil, and others. These are the people who are working in the background to make this event successful. And I cannot stop but thank all the chapter exchange license who we have around 42 of them for working tirelessly for putting this event together. They are the one who start the activity where they reach out to different people uh, who are very familiar with the topic and also able to deliver a better session. So this hunting goes on from more than 3 weeks ago. So thank you attendees, thank you the panelists, and thank you our team for working around the clock to make this event yet another success. So while I believe that all of you have completed the feedback, I'll click next and you will be able to see the PDU code on the screen. Okay, with that, we wrap up season 5, event 2. A heartfelt thank to all the attendees who registered for this session and attended this session. We thank you for giving your time and attention today. We will be back again next month with a new set of panelists, with a new topic and a new event. Follow our social media handles for more. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you soon. Thank you, everyone.
And subscribe.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. Yeah.
Bye.